trying to figure out. Oh, that's you. Yeah, you got like some greenery there, right? Is that a tree or something
Oh, right here,
on your other side?
this side.
Yeah. What is that? That's like
That's
outside, right? Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
There's like a there it is. There's a tree.
The city of New York, Boricua from the Bronx.
So I'm Angel. Please introduce yourself. Tell us, anything you'd like to say about yourself, and we're just freestyling it. Like I just want to
Sure.
know.
Yeah, my name's Jillian Shea Spaeder. I'm an actor and a musician and a filmmaker. I feel like that about sums it up.
The first thing I kind of wanted to touch on, if you're comfortable with it, is like lately I've come into a lot more mental health stuff and particularly with anxiety. Oh, but you specifically speak about eating disorders, right?
Mm, mhm.
Right? You mind talking about that and sharing about that? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear about your anxiety. I'm on meds for anxiety as well, so I totally get you. I think it's like,
May I cut you off for a quick sec?
yeah, go for it.
I don't know. I don't know that this is appropriate, but can I ask your age?
Yeah, I'm 21.
Okay. All right. Because I wanted to gauge that and as you're talking about the anxiety, because it seems like this generation, your generation, and this particular generation has a lot of anxiety stuff. So okay, please carry on. Apologies for that.
I know. I don't really know why. I'm sure there's studies on it. Maybe it has to do with COVID or social media. Who knows? I'd really be interested to find out why. Because, yeah, I feel like I don't know if it's that Gen Z is more mentally ill or if we're just more comfortable talking about it. And it's like the same amount of people as other generations, but we're all cool with like sharing our experiences. So I'm not sure. I'd be interested to learn about that. But yeah, I'm on meds for anxiety. Love them. I think they're the best thing in the world. But yeah, I struggled with an eating disorder for a couple years, and I've kind of made it like my mission to spread awareness about it and hope we can kind of kick it for the younger generations because it's kind of increased in the last few years with COVID and the internet. I think more and more young kids are starting to experience eating disorders. So if we can kind of curb that a little bit, that would be good.
I mean, I'm 46 years old, just to give you
Mhm.
perspective. And I I'm pretty sure that my dietitian was nutritionist was right that I have something going on, right? Because I recall when I was younger, I had a six pack, right? I mean, but to get that six pack, I had to eat like leaves and tiny pieces of chicken breast. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
um I've never been comfortable in my body. And I'm 46, so I agree with what you said about just more people talking about it, you know. And I've been pushing that particularly with men. Do you mind sharing your experience with the anxiety meds? Because I'm curious because you said they're great, and I'd like to know maybe mines aren't enough, or because I mean you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't feel great,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I feel
yeah, yeah.
better.
Yeah, I mean, I'd just say talk to your doctor because I think I tried ones that didn't react well with me. I didn't like them at all. And then I switched to a different one and they kind of just weren't doing anything. And then I upped the dose and now I'm like smooth sailing. So I think, like, yeah, talk to your doctor and just let them know that and they can maybe sort you out.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I don't have the terrible anxiety that I did.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm smiling a lot more and more grateful and stuff, but I'm also doing therapy, right? So
Yeah.
that also
That,
that's also been
yeah, you
helpful.
need that in conjunction.
Yeah, yeah. The whole voice in your head, my voice was very abusive, like
Mhm.
extremely abusive, and I'm trying to make it nicer,
Yeah,
you know.
totally.
You
Yeah.
know.
It's also
So
reminding yourself like that aggressive voice in your head is normally there because it's trying to protect you from something. And even though it
mm,
might be irrational and wrong and terrible, it's like trying to help you in a way.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
just like holding grace for yourself for that because it's like it's hard to kick it.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to
Yeah.
shift the,
Yeah.
you
And you
know,
don't even have to earn it. You can just live your life. If you're exercising a healthy amount and when you want and letting yourself have like food freedom and doing what feels good for you, like give yourself the grace to just be a human being. Like
Well,
you're allowed to do whatever you want.
yeah, that's tough, but I hear you. I hear you, but it's tough because in my mind, there's always
Yeah,
that
no,
struggle. You
exactly.
know,
It's hard.
even when I had the six pack, I was never satisfied.
No, you never are.
I was never. I was like, there's this tiny little bit of fat right here by the oblique, And my friends were
Yeah.
like, dude, you're out of your mind, bro. Like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, but you don't see the fat? It's right there. I'm pinching it. And like, dude, that's called skin.
Yeah,
You
it's
know, like,
hard. I don't think anyone's ever fully, I guess some people are, but it's hard to be like fully okay with your body. And it's easy to look back at when you thought that you quote, quote, looked better. And then you think about it and you're like, at the time, I wasn't happy either. And honestly, for me, like when I'm the happiest in my body and my mind, it's when I'm eating whatever I want and not worrying about exercise and just existing. And when I get a little too hyper fixated on that kind of stuff, it kind of takes over my brain and then I feel worse. So even if I think I quote, quote, look better, I'm actually generally more unhappy than when I'm just like
facts.
living, eating, and sitting on the couch for a day if that's what feels good.
Yeah, I always used to tell people the more ripped I am, the unhappier I am at that time.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
happened, something happened to drive me to that.
Mhm.
One of the earlier times was a girl broke my heart, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make her regret it, and the
I'm gonna
typical,
get
welcome
ripped.
to the gym, buddy. Heartbreak
Yeah,
is the biggest motivator to get people into the gym, and
that's
that's when I
wild.
got the leanest I'd ever been, and but I was like suffering inside, like
Yeah, so sad.
yeah, it's tough. I wish I could like just be content.
Mhm.
Like I see folks out there, like plus models and stuff, and plus size models, like, and they're saying like, I'm really happy in my skin. I'm like, God, I wish I could. I wish I could just do that and not care and just
Yeah,
be happy and just I'd live such a better life, if I wasn't
yeah.
like worried about, oh, how does this shirt fit me, or like just I wish, but I haven't
Yeah, it
found
takes
that yet.
time. It's,
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's time and effort into it, and you can eventually kick it and get out of that mindset. And it's the best when you can.
yeah. I look forward to that. Um,
Yeah, keep working, you'll get it.
well, therapy's good for that. You've
Yeah.
um, you've you've done stuff with Disney, and you have like music on Disney and stuff. Tell me about that. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
damn cool. You know?
Yeah, I grew up on a Disney Channel show called Walk the Prank, so I did that for a couple years. And then in 2020, I did a Disney Plus movie called Godmothered, and I sang two of the songs on the soundtrack. So that was pretty cool.
How does that go? Like how does one get on Disney, get music on Disney and all that?
Oh yeah, I mean it was a whole thing. It was crazy. I was taking acting classes for a while as a child when I was like 10, 11, just because I liked it. And I did a lot of like community theater and all my school shows. I just loved like musical theater, the whole thing. And when I was 11, my mom got this email about like a singing competition in LA, like over a summer. And we were like, this is probably a scam, but we'll try it.
Mm.
And it was a thing. And there was a seminar ran by my current manager. And she was like, you should come out to LA and start auditioning for shows. And I was like, okay, sure. And my parents were like, if you want to, like, why not? It'll be a cool experience. So we came out to LA for 2 months and I was auditioning for shows and movies like a couple times a week. And then I booked my Disney show and just moved out. So it kind of all like fell into my lap almost. I didn't really go out looking for it. It just kind of
Mm.
happened. Yeah.
But you did have the prep from school and participating at
Yeah.
shows and stuff, right? You didn't just randomly It was
Yeah,
some
no, no,
work.
no. I was doing acting stuff, just all theater. Yeah, so I started like writing and recording music probably when I was like 14. But yeah, music was actually that came first, weirdly. I grew up doing music and then started acting like when I was older. So that was the secondary career choice.
What you hitting on
I'm
both,
obsessed
right?
with acting though, so it worked out perfectly.
Acting actually takes work, right?
Yeah.
You're not just told, okay, be this thing and you can just naturally do it, right? There's the actual work. And
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I'm in 20 hours of acting class a week. So I definitely like put a lot of work into it. But I think, yeah, some people like you'll hear them be like, I've never taken an acting class in my life and I'm in a giant blockbuster movie. And I think some people are just naturally born like that. Um, I don't know what category I'd fall into, but I definitely tried to put a lot of work into it for sure.
would you like what's your process? Like, do you stay in character like some of these dudes like Jim Carrey
No.
and no?
No, I'm so easy. I kind of take the approach where it's like every character is just me because it's like I can't really get behind the whole mental thing. If it works for some people, awesome, great. For me, I'm like, I can't convince myself I'm another living being. I'm like, I'm
Mm.
myself in different circumstances, and maybe my personality is a little different. But I'm like, I can't try and do that. Like I'm bad at meditation, and I think it's kind of the same, where it's like I'm not going to sit here and convince myself that I'm Sarah, 24, blonde hair. Like I can't mentally convince myself I'm another human being. Like that seems like a lot. So I kind of get around it in a backwards way.
That's interesting. Like, so there's a name for it. You said mental?
Or I think it would be, is it method? Maybe it's uh maybe it would fit into the method acting category. No,
Yeah.
probably not. I'm
So there's
bad at
different,
knowing all the
there's
type. This is why I need to go to school or something.
nah, no worries. I'll cut this out if you want me to. You know.
I don't care. People can know that I don't know the different acting types. That's okay. If I ever need to learn it, I'll learn it.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of how I feel. That's how I felt with like algebra.
I
Like,
love math though. Gotta say, like algebra, that's a win.
huh?
I love
Right?
math. That I know everything about. Acting, maybe not.
Wow. I suck at math. So, but people
Really?
think, yeah, they're like, well, you work in IT, you do used to be good at math. I'm like, no.
No.
And I'll tell you
Don't say
another
that on
thing.
the internet. Then you're gonna like
Oh,
get
that's
a job
okay.
application. They're gonna be like, I saw your podcast. You said you're bad at math.
Yeah, and I will follow that up with never in my 27 years of providing IT services has an algebraic equation come into the
Yeah,
factor.
I'm sure it
Never,
hasn't.
never,
That
never.
makes sense.
It's what it is. I get by. So like you said with the acting, right? You learn it if you need it. I learned it when I needed it. I got an A plus on everything, by the way.
There you
You
go.
know, so I graduated with honors and all that. But do I remember it now? No.
Some of that's hard to keep in your brain when it's like that long ago and you don't use it actively.
Yeah, I never used it and stuff. You know.
I occasionally will like tutor kids on set and stuff with math. So I've like managed to keep it like
Oh,
kind of close. I just love it too. I love math. I don't know why.
maybe that's your next career. You're
It
gonna
could
become
be,
a,
honestly. I'd be cool with that too.
you might end up being like, like the next big mathematician, you know what I'm saying? And
That
it
would
was
be
like
sick.
from child actor to the world's greatest.
Mathematician. I'm a mathlete, guys.
So you're doing some current projects. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, I mean, the math definitely comes in handy with film producing.
Hmm?
I am putting
Oh,
out a short film. I know it literally does though. There's so much budgeting and um
okay.
so I have a short coming out in 6 days, 5 days, 5 days, 6 days. May 1st it comes out. It's called The Noise. It's actually I wrote it and produced it and then acted in it. And I wrote it about like the internalization, those internal thoughts of like eating disorders, anxiety, just like mental health, internal thoughts. It's focused on eating disorders, but it could apply to any mental health issue.
Hmm.
And I produced it, lots of math. and then I acted in it. Lots of not pretending I'm the character. So yeah, pretty cool. It's exciting to finally have it coming out. We've been doing like film festivals and running around, and I have a big poster on my wall with it. So it's all kind of becoming real, which is pretty fun. I'm putting it out on YouTube. So it's done like the theaters already, and then yeah, public screens on YouTube. So it's
Yeah.
like it was I wanted to personify the voices in my head. So it's kind of like taking those thoughts and putting them into an actual human being saying those things. So yeah, it's weird. It's a little bit like a lot of people have been actually putting it into the horror. It's a little bit creepy, but it's
I,
cool. I think we've been getting a lot of
I,
good
I,
feedback.
I lost you for the last maybe 10, 15 seconds. You mind repeating?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You were
Yeah, some
saying it's in the horror,
people,
and when that horror is too funny.
aha. Yeah, some people have been putting it into the horror category because it's like ever so slightly creepy. Um, So that's been a funny one. I didn't see that coming, but it kind of makes sense. And the director actually kind of wanted to shoot a couple things like a horror, so it adds up. It makes sense that it's there, but it cracks me up that that's where it ended up.
Well, I mean, really, inside our heads could be a horror
Yeah,
film.
it is a horror
You
to them
know,
sometimes,
like
isn't it?
for some people, it is definitely. I can't say half the stuff I think. In fact,
Yeah.
I just have you seen American Psycho?
I have not.
I haven't either. Somebody yesterday at the gym told me about it because he heard me and this other cat talking about wanting to. Sometimes you would just want to like, well, uh, not hug somebody. Yeah, do the opposite of hugging them. Like they'll do something to you and you're kind of like, And he brought that up and he told me about American Psycho. Now I don't want to spoil it for you in case you ever do watch it. This guy freaking just told me the ending right then and there, and I was like,
Oh,
dude,
like
what are you
spoiler
doing?
alert, dude. Thank you.
And he was like, just put it out your head and watch it. I'm like, bro, you just literally just with 2 words ruined the whole thing you just told me. Yeah, that was not cool. Like I kind of would like to discover it on my own.
Okay, sounds good. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, and I think just in people's heads generally it's kind of chaotic and you know so scary for
Yeah.
people. I see a therapist and she's told me at times, dude, you're a lot. So
Sorry to hear that. That's a lot.
yeah, that's what she said. She's like, that's a lot. When I go down through stuff with her,
Yeah.
she just looks at me and she's like, we got a lot of work, Angel.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. You're never going to be bored in therapy. There's that.
Yeah. She has me twice a week. I was like, can we knock it down to once a week? Because I don't have a job right now. And, I'm trying to like cut back. She's like, no, Angel, you need twice a week for
Therapy is
now.
expensive.
So
Therapy is not cheap.
so you overcame the whole, sorry to jump back and forth, but
No, you're
as we're
fine.
talking, you overcame the whole eating disorder thing. Would you say you're comfortable with that, or is it always there? Like,
I think I'm at a point where I'm like 90%, and I think I'm gonna chill at 90 for a little bit. Maybe I'll get to 100, but I'm very comfortable at my 90%. So yeah, I never want to claim to be 100% recovered ever because I think it puts a pressure on people, especially like young people on the internet watching these people being like, everyone's 100%, like I'm a failure for not being 100% recovered. So I tried to be honest about that. And I'm like, it's not 100%, but I'm at a place where I like myself most days and make good decisions. So yeah, 90%.
and that is the key, right? Nothing's ever going to be perfect.
Yeah.
You're never going to be fully. They say if with alcoholism and drugs, you're always a recovering addict, a recovering alcoholic, recovering, whatever. Like you're never, because it's easy to slip back.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just get pulled back into it, especially with food. Well, I don't want to hold you too long. So if you would like to kind of just like, plug anything you got going on and what's going on and, you know, Yeah, please.
Yeah, my short film comes out May 1st. And I have some music coming out in May as well. So yeah, my Instagram kind of holds all things that are coming soon. So you can find everything there.
Okay, and they find you by just typing in your name, or you want to give us a handle?
Oh yeah, it's my full name. It's Jillian Shea Spaeder.
Awesome. Cool.
Cool. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I'm gonna check the film out. You got my interest with the whole like the concept of it, you know. I
Yeah.
do want to catch it. Um and yeah, I'm gonna check out the music too. I always like to find new stuff to watch and listen to, so you know,
Oh yeah.
very,
Well,
very cool.
I
Awesome.
hope
Well,
you like it. Thank
yeah, for
you.
sure. Yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
Bye, Leah. She's on here with us too.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Take care.
Bye.
Be well.
Bye.
Bye.
You are listening to the NYC Talking podcast. www.nyctalking.com. Please like NYC Talking on Facebook. Please follow Angel R Talk on Twitter and Instagram. We are NYC Talking, the realest lifestyle blog ever. Thanks for listening.